Tassie, mate.
Well, this one caught my eye. Like, we're going to touch probably on the next episode about a few of the Australian titles coming up. But this one caught my eye. I thought I had to talk to you about this. The National Street Stock title, record field down in Tasmania, nearly 90 cars. There probably will be 90 by the time they all roll in there. 60 plus locals? Are you kidding me? Holy, street stocks are going well down in Tasmania.
Oh, it's massive, isn't it? So they're sort of bucking the trend for the rest of the country with the popularity of street stocks. They've always been really strong, but it's probably been a little bit of a lull of recent times, sort of that hangover after Hamilton last year with the all the Victorians get all up and about for a title. But I love stockies. For the people that don't know, you and I both raced street stocks.
Raced is a loose term.
Now, you were a lot better than I was, and we were like the first and third or first and second registered street stocks in Queensland. So we lay claim to
getting
that.
Street stocks rolling up in. I just followed along with your brainchild, Ryan Harris.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I know. I've always had a love affair with street stocks. I saw a South Australian street stock title. I think I've told this story a million times, but I was there at Murray Bridge Speedway years and years ago, watched Foey, Flatty, Berry, just went, these things are cool.
And then we realised we weren't any good like those guys.
Oh, we'll never be that good.
We were slapping around and doing nothing.
But yeah, so street stocks hold a special place in our hearts, and to see such a big field in Tasmania, so the biggest field ever in Tassie for a street stock national title.
Well, the key thing, I suppose, is Tasmania, they don't have that production sedan middle ground. So you either race modified sedans or super sedans, which are quite high budget classes, or street stocks. There's no middle ground for that. That's why the street stock numbers are so good there. Possibly something to look at. Maybe production sedans, modifieds might merge one day. That'd be a great idea. Anyway, let's talk about that for another time.
Wow.
But the 34th running of the national title, it's been around for a while, the street stocks.
Yeah.
I reckon if a Tassie guy is going to win it, this has to be the year. Nathan Russell, Corey Bald, Dale Riley Jr., they've all been so strong down there for years and years and years. No Anthony Bear in the field this year. No Jamie Oldfield in the field this year.
It's not the same.
Hey, Tassie guys, if you're going to win a stocky title, this is the year you've got to do it. I know you've got to beat a Magna, but this is the year you've got to do it.
And I don't want to harp on it, but is this the change of the guard for street stocks too? Is this division about to change like we saw with junior sedans, go from the rear-wheel drive to the front-wheel drive era, and this is a genuine fork in the road for the division that it now becomes a Magna Camry type class?
I think it depends on who wins on the weekend.
Yeah, it could nearly come down to that because Nathan's been incredible in that Magna. It never looked like losing it at Hamilton last year. He just sat behind Barry and went, here's my time.
Yeah. And then back-to-back Victorian titles. He wrapped that up at Wangaratta the other weekend. Like, very impressive. And they've done their homework, developed that car nicely and built that into what it is. The Flatman Magnas over in South Australia as well, they've been very strong as well. So South Australia have been very strong with the Magna development, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, the people understand the cars now because they've worked on it in juniors, right?
Correct.
So they understand how they get them to go around. There was an Orion in modified sedans a long, long time from Tasmania as well. So, but it went around like busted custard. So, but that was way before its time, right? So I'm excited. It's going to be really, really cool. Looking forward to tuning on Clay Per View and checking out all the action from the street stocks. It's a cool event. The car presentation of the street stocks is phenomenal.
Yeah,
the racing will be exceptional. There's no question about that. Well, who knows what gets up? It's snowing in Tasmania right now. It's freezing cold, so you could be anything by the time.
Could be a little fresh by the time they run the national title down at Latrobe.
Could be hooked up, rough racetrack. It could be slick to the fence. So,
and we'll touch on this early. It's still a few weeks out, of course. Speaking Speedway Sedans Australia titles, National Super Sedan title, thanks to Blanks Automotive Performance. That's the following weekend, so March 14th, 15th, 16th weekend down at Murray Bridge Speedway. They've just come off the Australian Sprint Car title. Now they've got the National Super Sedan title down there. Early field looking very good. We're going to touch on that in the next episode or so, but boy, oh boy, that could be South Australia, right in the middle of everywhere in the country. There are guys from the west. There'll be some guys from down in Queensland. That's going to be a strong weekend.
No, it will be. That'll be very impressive as well. The same weekend as obviously the Australian late model title at the Perth Motorplex. So much to look forward to when we talk about national titles coming up over the next month or so. We got through the Australian Sprint Car title, as you said. Now we get into some of the
we get to
other
title
divisions.
Season.
Yeah, it is title season now, isn't it? That's probably inverted commas more of the thing to talk about. But yeah, stockies, it's going to be fantastic. They get up and about for a Calcutta too, so they'll have a good time. They'll have a good time down there, the stocky guys.
Well, they've done it well. So the Stocky Showdown, the Street Stock 2020 the week before at Carrick, and then they run the national title and they run the state title the week after. It's almost a mini little swing down south in Tasmania. Could be pretty handy down there for some guys to pick up some prize money as well. The Street Stock 2020 at Carrick, good prize money in the line for Street Stocks. Like incredible money they're racing for.
Yeah, big money, isn't it? So anyway, I think it's cool. I'm excited.
I'm really looking forward to that. Big thanks to SeaRoad for all their help and supporting the action down there at Latrobe. I reckon they're going to be pretty busy down there. We'll touch on the next episode on some of the Australian titles coming up, Ryan Harris. But street stock titles, we're just going to quickly delve in here. Do you have a favourite memory from a national street stock title?
There's been lots, right? Berry and Oldfield, you could write a book about the crazy stuff they've done. But Fowey at borderline of Mount Gambier, it sticks in my mind for a long time. How about you?
Robbie Foe, probably he'd be up there. I might have to think about that. I'll get back to you. Speedway Nation, thank you very much for joining us right around the SEN Network. A big thanks to Clay for View for their support as well. Hope to see you trackside this weekend.